Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. The other day, I was going to the convenience store in my neighborhood to get some sheets and a couple of pillows because after a while, the pillows, the feathered pillows that I have, they become flat and it's uncomfortable. So I was changing my pillows and getting me some more sheets. So I was walking to the convenience store because it's close to my neighborhood. I don't have to drive anything. And as I'm walking, now before I go to the convenience store, I have to pass this Arab store. And I always see these different jakes in front of the Arab stores. Old niggas, middle-aged niggas, and young niggas hanging out, smoking weed and drinking beer in front of the Arab store. I never got that. Because why would you be hanging out in front of an Arab store and them Arabs don't give two fucks about you? But that's another story for another time. But I walk by, I don't say nothing to them niggas. They don't say nothing to me. Now, as I'm walking by, I'm about to cross the street to see these, because I'm approaching the Arab store, and I see a blue Jeep speed by, turn the corner quick, and the chick jump out. Start cursing homeboy out, calling him all kind of bitches, just being disrespectful to the dude, coming at him. She do some shit that she had in a cup, ornament shit, got on his clothes. They arguing. So I'm saying to myself, this is a fucking crazy shame, man. This woman is totally out of order. But as I'm walking up and I'm looking, she's talking about how he was fucking around with another woman. And she found out, so he living with her. She was like, nigga, I got your clothes in my car. Get the fuck out my house. Don't come back. And she took his clothes out after she came out trying to swing on him and threw his clothes on the streets. He's trying to fight her. So I'm saying to myself, yo, this shit is crazy shit. So I go, I see the little drama going on, but I'm about my business. I'm going to the convenience store. So I cross. Don't want to get in the way of their drama. I'm watching it. You got people taking their phones out like controlled monkeys and filming it. I'm not going to film that shit. If I'm going to do a video on it, I'm going to do a video on it because if you film it and try to put it on YouTube, they may take it down for violent content and give you a strike. We not YouTube do. So I'm not going to film it, but I'm going to bring it out to edify the hopeful elect and marry that with scriptures because dudes hanging out in the corner, all kind of drama happening. That's a part of the curses, man. You hanging out in the corner, smoking weed, drinking beer, doing whatever else you're doing, probably selling drugs, whatever. Why are you hanging out in front of an Arab store? But that's a part of the curses. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness. And we see a lot of our people is straight up bugged out, smitten with madness, the plague of the heart, which is the mind. And if they don't have the plague of the heart to the point where they out there doing bugged out shit, they still got the plague of the heart. They got demons on them. They selling drugs. They hanging out. Hey, man, I can go to work early in the morning and see the same niggas, because the Arab store is open 24 hours. See the same niggas hanging out in front of the Arab store. I come home from work, they still there. You don't got a life, bro? Apparently, I know what you're doing. You hustling. That's how you make your money. Hey, all wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman, because that woman came around like a banshee, throwing his clothes in the street. She took his clothes out of the car and threw it in the street, screaming and yelling, making a scene. trying to attack the dude. She threw some substance on him, got on his clothes. He was trying to calm her down, but apparently he got caught out there with another woman. So she was telling him, get out my fucking house. Here's your clothes. Don't come back. Give me my fucking keys, nigga. And he didn't want to give her keys back. So I was like, oh shit. So I went to the convenience store. When I came back out, police was out there. He didn't want to give up the keys. That's her apartment, bro. You homeless now. Give her back her fucking keys. She took all your belongings. She had a PlayStation 5 that she slammed on the floor. Give her keys, bro. Take the L, man. You got caught cheating. You got caught with your pants down. Whatever the hell, how she caught you, you got caught. Take that loss and keep it moving. That's why it does not pay for a man to move in with a woman, because you're totally under her control. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness, because Jake is totally oblivious of what's going on in the world, man. Here we are, we're in the beginning stages of World War III, and Jake is out there. Well, I mean, Jake is about the southern tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and the northern tribes. Ephraim on down to Issachar. They're just totally oblivious of what's going on. They blind. They have not a clue. All they want to do, what they're doing is waiting for, the women waiting for hot girl summer, and the men, they out there strutting, waiting for it to get hot so they can make their money and do what they do. But they don't have a clue what's going on, man. At all. They're not measuring the times pursuant to 2 Ezra 9:1 because they don't know about the scriptures. It's not sad. I don't feel sorry for them. They're part of the 2/3 club, and they're going to get their just due. And their just due is they're going to get put to death. They're going to go through trials of tribulation. They're going to go through Jacob trouble like everybody else is going to go through, but hey, the Lord's not going to deliver them. And I'm quite sure they heard about the truth. So let's get back into it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, astonishment of the mind, not knowing what the hell is going on, clueless. And thou shalt grope at noonday. You groping around looking for, because you blind, you're spiritually blind. You groping around seeking answers that is right in your face. All you gotta do is go to YouTube, go to Rumble, go to Odyssey, go to TikTok. You always on social media, but you will ignore the Hebrew Israelite videos. If you do watch them, you scoffing and you scorning. Or you hopping around from different camps getting confused. Jake is this grope. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Why do you think Jake sell out, man? Jake sell out for a better life and wind up paying the ultimate price. You sell out, you start getting a conscience, and you start going up against your handlers, and now they demonizing you, giving you look at Kanye West. You know, the rest of them sellouts. Look what happened to DMX. He went to jail, they demonized him. Now he's in the spirit world in his right state of mind. But guess what? He went through a lot, man. Because he had that conscience to try to go against the establishment. And guess what happened? They demonized him, threw him in jail. The same thing with Tupac. That stupid nigga. But he's a different story. Because he got caught up in that gang shit. He wasn't a gangster. And they took advantage of him. And after a while, they put his ass to death. And that was the Lord doing that to him. So it says, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. The only way you're going to prosper is you have to sell out. You have to sell out to Esau. You know, it says, and thou shalt be only oppressed, or not be oppressed in this society, oppressed by the police, oppressed by this goddamn system. Last hired, first fired. We oppressed by our women. That's why I don't deal with the black women. because she's totally against what we are, us as a man. Now, of course, I've been dealing with my woman since 2006. She's from Antigua. I'm not just going to cast her off because she never did anything that I know of for me to do that. And now if I let's kick her out of my life after all these years, and she give it to somebody else, I'm of course going to commit adultery. So I'm not going to do that. So I gotta, for the sake of we being together for all these years, she never did anything to me. I gotta stay with this woman. But that's good. But guess what? I'm going to do me. And if I find out she's doing her, she's done. So, these are part of the curses. This woman making a scene in the streets, fucking morbidly obese nigga woman too. Nigga got to be ashamed of himself, man. Fucking with this fucking wildebeest. Literally a wildebeest. Fat as fuck. Stomach hanging out. Red hair. You know it wasn't hers. You could tell it was a weave. With a baseball cap on. With the bear claws. Showing her ass in the street, man. And that's a part of this. That's a part of the curses. I'm reading it. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28 on down to 30. It says, thou shalt only oppress and spoil evermore, and no man shall save thee. No man's going to think about no Moabite, which is the so-called Chinese. The so-called Chinese, the Moabites are the so-called Chinese, but they really Moabites. The Hamites ain't going to save you, which are the so-called Africans. Our only savior is Yahweh Shah, man. And what's his name? He is the deliverer. So our salvation is only going to come from Yahweh Shah, man. But Jacobs is bugged out. She was out of order. Because when I came out, police was there. And she still was popping shit. Popping shit. And it was two. And the crazy thing was, when I came out, it was two nigga women, police officers. So I'm like, oh boy, homeboy ain't some shit now. Because now you got three nigga women coming at you. Two police officers and your woman. And this shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. And when you go to the script, when you go to Isaiah, let me get this real quick. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 20. And it's going into how Jake is all fucked up. It says, this is Jeremiah 51, no, it's like it. Isaiah 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, in front of the Arab stores on the corner, selling drugs, playing dice, drinking. They're standing there. You ain't got a life? I go to work early in the morning, and it's like 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and when I come home, you still there with the same clothes on. What the fuck is wrong with you, Jakes, man? It says, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, on every corner by the Arab, and they always in front of an Arab store. Where there's surveillance. If anything pop off, you don't think them Arabs are going to get police the footage, the video? Here it is, you go in the store, you would say, Salam alaikum, Maki. What's up, my brother? But meanwhile, behind your back, he's trying to pop your woman, or he's popping your woman for credit, for cigarettes, for Lucy's, for Infamil, or whatever the case whatever the hell she want. I've seen that. Jake is bugged up, but guess what? They'll be under the curses, man. Some going to snap out of it and come back to the Lord, but the 2/3 going to remain in that state. It says, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets. As a wild bull in a net, they are full of the fury of the Lord. They're killing each other, shooting each other, grieving each other through adultery, selling drugs to one another, beating the shit out of each other. They are full of the fear of the Lord. the rebuke of thy power. Therefore, hear now this, thou were afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. You are afflicted and drunken with the philosophies of the so-called white man, because you have drunken that Babylon juice that he poured down your throat. He forced you to drink it. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou were afflicted. We've been afflicted. Hey, slavery did a big thing on our people. We are mentally fucked up. You gotta blame that shit on what the white man did to us during the time of slavery. Generations of our family trying to appease this devil, and get along with this devil and follow his ways, and his ways leading to destruction. Look at the state of our people right now. Through the culture of death, which is black culture. That's what Esau have given Jake, black culture. Drill music, hip hop, all that shit. It leads to death and destruction. How many rappers got put to death within the past 4 years? Because that music is a culture of death, man. And it is what it is. It says, therefore, back in Isaiah chapter 51, verse 21, therefore hear now this, thou were afflicted and drunken with the philosophies that Esau has pushed on you, that Babylon juice, but not with wine. Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord and thy God, that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling. Why? Because the Lord has raised up the apostles, the elders and the bishops and the prophets to warn the people, which is the part of the 1/3, which is the part of the elect, to come up out of this state. But 2/3 will remain in that state. I'm gonna prove that. It says, back in Isaiah 51, verse 22, thus saith the Lord of thy God, that pleadeth the cause of his people, which are Israel. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling. The cup of trembling is the cup of worrying about your bills. You driving in your car, worry about if you're gonna get pulled over. Worry about violence from another Jake. That's when you gotta do that, which is right in the eyes of the Most High. It says, even the dregs of the cup of thy fury, of my fury. The Lord is taking slowly but surely, taking the curses up off us, and he's gonna put it on Esau and the rest of the nations, man. But slowly but surely, the Lord is taking the cup of his fury up off us. It says, thou shalt no more drink it again. Drink of the cup of trembling, which is slavery, being oppressed, being filled with madness, not knowing what the hell is going on, calling upon Jesus, which is a false deity, not knowing the proper true names of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. It says, but I will put it on the hand of them that afflict, let me read it again. Verse 23, but I will put it into the hands of them that afflict thee, which is Esau and the so-called white men and the rest of the nations, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground, as the streets to them that went over. We're at the bottom, man. We're at the bottom of the barrel right now. Nobody respects us. Even our own women don't respect us. The so-called black man is the most hated in the whole history of the world, even by our own women. Dig that. That's why that woman was so easy to do that's why that woman was so easy. It was so easy for that woman to do what she did. And the cops came. And there was 2 nigga women. And I could tell they was on her side. Dude was in handcuffs. She probably told what he was doing. He's selling drugs. She probably, whatever the hell she did, but she created the disturbance. He was there standing in front of the Arab store. Why is he handcuffed? Because she probably told what he's doing to get back at him. She caught him cheating on her. Fat, black bitch. But he's wicked as well. A wicked woman is given to a portion as a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So I just kept it moving. I was like, damn, I'm gonna do a video on this shit. I ain't gonna record it because you record violence, you get a strike on YouTube with that. So I just let it go. But Jake is gonna remain in that state until the Lord comes back, and I'm gonna prove it. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And it reads, it says, I'm gonna start at 9. He says, and he said, go and tell this people. What people? The sons of Israel. Hear ye indeed, but understand not. Talking about the 2/3. They're gonna hear the word of the Most High about coming across videos of the prophets on the highways and the byways. But instead of hearing, they're gonna scoff and scorn. Or they may run across by being in the streets of the prophets on the highways and the byways and talk their shit. But it says, Isaiah 6 and 9, and he said, which is the angel, go, or Yahweh, go and tell this people, which is the Israelites, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Because they're going to see the prophets on the highways and the byways. They're going to see the videos. They're going to hear the word of the Lord, but they ain't going to perceive what's going on. Make the heart, which is the mind, of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, which is their mind, and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he said, until the cities be wasted without inhabitants, and the land be utterly desolate. That's thermonuclear destruction and concentrated fire when Yahweh Shah cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. At the same time, the missiles are being shot off. That's how long Jake is going to be in this state, man, until Yahweh Shah cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. And I don't feel sorry for the 2/3. Because you have liberty to love the Lord, but you don't want to learn the Lord, because why? The Lord rejected you. Like it says in the scriptures, the same must know after death by pain. And that's what's coming, death and pain. So all them shenanigans these women be playing and doing, all the games they play, all the shenanigans that's being brought forth out of the games they're being played, all the wickedness that these niggas are doing, you're going to pay for it. And I saw that shit, man. I kind of was embarrassed. But how can you be embarrassed about a bunch of degenerates? That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. They're all a bunch of degenerates, and that's what degenerates do. Act the fool. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I just wanted to put a few scriptures together and bring out what I witnessed the other day, going to the convenience store to get me some sheets and some pillows. Jake is gone. I'm telling you. Jake is gone. Mainly the nigga woman. You got to be out of your fucking mind to deal with the nigga woman. If you haven't been with this woman for years, she have to be an Israelite, so-called nigga woman, and she pleased to dwell with you. Hey, she ain't do nothing to get rid of her. She ain't do nothing for you to get rid of her. You can't just cast her off. What she do? She ain't do shit. But I tell you one thing, she commit an act of adultery or any other wicked shit, she's gone. I'm done. Any other thing I can forgive, but the act of adultery, bitch, you out of here. And my woman never did that, so I can't just cast her off after all these years. But dealing with the nigga woman nowadays, bro, it's total hell, man. It's pure hell. There's no benefit out of dealing with this woman. Shalom.